Hello and welcome back to the channel. So today you join me from RSPB Minsmere, which is actually a place that I've never visited before. It's my first time coming here, and the reason I'm here today is basically my wife said to me, you need to get out, you need to do a bit of camping, and I was more than happy to oblige. So I thought, where could I go? Now when I go to RSPB reserves, the topic of have you been to RSPB Minsmere quite often comes up. And I've also just sort of fairly recently watched a video by Tom Mason. He's a wildlife photographer, professional wildlife photographer in the UK. And I thought, if it's good enough for a professional wildlife photographer to come here, that must mean that it's somewhat photography friendly. So I took the trip down. It took about an hour and a half to get down here. Suffolk is looking absolutely beautiful at this time of year because we're now in October. And it's just, it's just a really, really nice drive down. The only thing I didn't really like about it was that I topped the van up with diesel, and it's probably going to cost me about £25 just in fuel to do the trip. I don't know what to expect at all from this reserve. I know it's almost like an RSPB flagship, I guess, reserve. The car park is, I'd say there's probably about 200 cars here. Yeah, I mean, they're all positive signs, although I'm not really a massive fan of busy places, so I guess we'll see what happens. But yeah, let's check out RSPB Minsmere. I'll probably have a little look around, hopefully get some good photography done, and then meet you back in the van. So I'll see you in a bit. Hey, so we're back in the van. That was really, really good and really, really enjoyable. So excuse me while I look at my phone, because basically when I was at the visitor centre they didn't have any more maps, so I took a picture of the map. So what I did, I started off, and at the advice of the lady in the visitor centre, I went to the North Bushes. Now typically for me, for my YouTube videos, there would have to be a spanner thrown into the works. So basically the sort of yellow trail, if you can see that, basically the yellow trail was effectively closed because they're doing a lot of digging work due to the fact that there's not been a lot of rainfall this year or this summer. So effectively there wasn't a lot of wildlife, a lot of birds in that area because obviously all the human activity. But the green trail and the North Bushes area, and the lady recommended to go to them. So I started off at the North Bushes because apparently there were sparrowhawks and woodpeckers have been seen. Now I did actually see 2 green woodpeckers, but one I had the 12 to 60 lens on, and 2 they were just too sort of far away anyway. So I thought, okay, let's follow the green trail and go to the bittern hide and the island mere hide. Now the bittern hide, I spent a little bit of time there at first and then made my way to island mere hide, which was pretty cool. I managed to get some good footage of all the birds down there, and actually managed to get some shots of a bittern, which was pretty cool. And then what I did, I made my way back to the van, and I was quite shocked to see a female red deer with 2 babies. So I always chat, this is why I like RSPB reserves, I always chat to people, try and find out as much information as I can. So I was chatting to a gentleman, and he was saying that obviously there were red deer around here, and they're at Dunwich Heath. So yeah, I was shocked that red deer were in the area, but not as shocked because someone had sort of explained that there were. Anyway, I went back to the bittern hide. There was a female red deer with 1 baby, but also about 5 minutes later, a massive stag with huge antlers. I think I counted about 12 points. Sort of made his way sort of towards the female and the young one, which was absolutely incredible. So I'm a bit annoyed at myself because obviously there's red deer in the area. It is the rutting season, and I took the decision to not bring any camouflage with me. I figured I was at an RSPB reserve. What would be the point? So I'm currently wearing blue. I don't really have too much. I've got a dark coat. So tomorrow, obviously I'm going to stay in the van tonight, which should be pretty cool. I'm looking forward to that. Tomorrow I don't know what to do now. I don't know whether to go to Dunny Chief. I don't know whether to spend some more time here. I really don't know. And I obviously picked the sort of wrong time of day to turn up because of the direction of the sun. It's not ideal in the afternoons, especially in October with the level of the sun. You're shooting into the sun a lot of the time, and it's not ideal. So in an ideal world, I will get up reasonably early and perhaps get myself in one of the hides, and then that would leave the entire day kind of free to do what I like. So anyway, first things first, it is now almost 6 o'clock. It's 3 minutes to 6. I need to go find somewhere to park up because I'm gonna wild camp tonight. Probably get the laptop out, do a bit of the editing for this video, and probably play some Days Gone. So yeah, and I need to have food as well, so I better crack on. I'll see you in a bit. So we're here, and this is home for this evening. It's quite nice and level. I am sharing this with nobody. Here's my view this evening. So the setting sun going down there. So yeah, now it's a case of getting my dinner done, I think, and yeah, maybe edit some videos and play some games. So proper little man trip this is. It's awesome. Idiot Award of the Year goes once again to me because I was about to start cooking my mussels that I've actually got. Nice posh dinner tonight. And then I realised that because I on and off smoke occasionally, I left the big sort of lighter that I've got for the van in my work bag. And what makes it even worse is when I occasionally smoke, I have a lighter in my camera bag. And I was just sort of packing it today, and I kind of figured, yeah, you don't smoke at the moment, so take that out and just put it on the side. So when it came to cooking my food in the van, guess what I didn't have? So I was like rushing around thinking, crap, there's not going to be shops anywhere near where I'm staying. Well, it turns out there was a jet closing in about half an hour's time. So I ran down there, and I now have a lighter and a pack of matches. Bit of autofocus test for the G9. So hopefully I won't end up with that problem again. So let's cook my mussels, and then I can finally chill. So I'm going to use the rest of the hot water to do myself a nice cup of coffee. And when you're in a camper van, I can highly recommend these Taylor's coffee bags. So obviously it's just like a tea bag, except it's coffee. So it saves so much time and hassle using a cafetiere. I do actually have a coffee maker, and I could use that using the inverter, but it's so much easier using these. So these get a big thumbs up. So I'm currently waiting for a project to render. Basically I've managed to transfer all my files off the SD card from today. They're all 10-bit 422 files, so because DaVinci Resolve doesn't recognise the Lumix G9's files straight out of camera, I basically have to transcode the 4K 10-bit 422 files. that's actually a topic of my most popular video, funnily enough, on my YouTube channel. Effectively what I'm doing is transcoding those files to 422 proxy, and effectively it means that I'll be able to open them in the free version of Resolve that I've got. But it's a long old process. But what's really cool is it's obviously using quite a lot of processing power. At the moment it's using 78 watts, which is obviously quite a lot, but it's just really awesome that I've been able to play computer games, run my lights and everything in the van, play some games and transcode this footage. So the time is almost 10 o'clock. We've been at this for about 2 hours now, and yeah, it's just in these times of kind of potential electricity issues going forward into winter, it's really cool to be completely independent of the grid, not have to rely on it, and have power effectively wherever I go. I think that's really awesome, and I'm really happy about that. Let's get these files rendered, get a coffee done, and then I think it's time for bed, because I'm gonna try and get up early, but we'll see. Good morning. So quite a nice park up, to be fair. I was by myself all night. I got woken up a couple of times just early in the morning with dog walkers, but yeah, not too bad. It is 9:10, so I'm actually running later than I was hoping for, but the saving grace is that it's actually really cloudy, so even if I'd have got up at sunrise, it wouldn't have made any difference. In fact, it would have been too dark. There's a part of me that wants to go to Dunnertime to see if I can find some red deer. I think what I'm going to do though is go back to Minsmere, because now I'm aware that there are red deer here. It's something that I can possibly do in the future when I'm more prepared for the task. So yeah, let's head back to Minsmere and let's see what we see. So this brings an end to my little camping trip to RSPB Minsmere. Unfortunately, I've got a training day at work tomorrow, which has completely broken up and sort of ruined this set of 4 days off. But they're once a month, so c'est la vie. RSPB Minsmere, it was pretty good today. I'll have to try and remember the name of the hide. Bear with me 2 seconds. Island Mere Hide. So Island Mere Hide was probably, I would say, if anyone's looking to come here, Island Mere Hide is definitely the one to go to. I've seen bitterns on numerous occasions, great white egrets, marsh harriers, herons. It's the most action-packed hide that I've actually been to since coming here. Now I did walk around the entire reserve today, partly due to some information that there might be bearded tits about. Unfortunately, I did see them in the distance and occasionally popping up over the reeds, but the weather's just not, it's just far too windy. But yeah, the reserve itself, I would say it absolutely sort of deserves its kind of status as a flagship reserve. The only real things that I don't like about the reserve is the fact that it's so busy, but the RSPB obviously needs to make money. They need to, they need to fund the conservation work, so I can't really begrudge the fact that there's obviously quite a few more people than normal, and I just think that just makes it, for me, a little bit impersonal, because you're used to seeing people, whereas I quite like the small reserves where you bump into someone, say hello, ask what they've been up to, and it just makes the day quite nice. And also the approach, I mean, I don't know how long Minsmere's actually been here, but the access road to get into here is not the best, especially considering, it's one of the kind of flagship reserves. But apart from that, I mean, the staff are knowledgeable, they're friendly, polite, hard working. So yeah, I mean, credit where credit's due. It's really, really cool reserve. So one thing that I always do when I go to it, it's my new thing when I go to an RSPB reserve. It started a little while ago, but effectively pretty much whenever me and my son go to a reserve, we get one of these little, see if it'll focus on it. Yeah, we get one of these little pin badges, which is really cool. I've gone with a Kestrel because they didn't have any great white egrets or marsh harriers, so yeah, we've gone with a Kestrel, so that'll be my son's little gift from me going away. But yeah, as usual, I've probably forgotten a ton of stuff, but I'll try for the first time to do a few voiceovers and that in this video. I'm not too sure if I've whacked in the photos or videos in between the video. If not, I'll leave them once I finally shut up. But yeah, thank you very much for watching the video. It's been really nice getting all your comments, and you know, all the likes and comments really do go a long way to me finally going somewhere with YouTube. I'm currently still unmonetized, in fact. Even though I've got well over the subscriber threshold, unfortunately my watch time on YouTube is like diabolically low. So yeah, I won't be offsetting any sort of cost of this trip anytime soon. But yeah, anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.